Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. XRP has outperformed Bitcoin over the past 5 years. This is an undeniable fact of life that was pointed out by a Ripple employee, actually, who is taking some XRP haters to task all up on the Twitters, which is a very fun thing to watch. So I wanted to highlight a few comments and a few very short, well, it's actually beginning of one thread that kind of splinters off in a few different directions, but very short. And I want to do this to highlight the nonsense point of view that Bitcoin maximalists have. Because it's fun, and I haven't made a video like this in a while, and I think they're fun to make. Also, there are a couple people that were talking about this idea of burning Ripple's XRP holdings, at least the escrow portion, which, by the way, the XRP community could do. Like, you could actually vote, in case you're unaware, you could actually vote to permanently delete the holdings of Ripple. It's a public ledger, we know where they are, and the way that the XRP ledger is coded, absolutely, that could be done. So, should it be done? That's what we're going to be talking about. There's a lot to this topic, but before we go any further, I want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast that enjoys making YouTube videos all up on the YouTubes, but it's just a fun hobby. That's all that's going on here. And so, look, as far as XRP is concerned, don't believe the lies. The clear winner, if you want to compare in terms of rate of return, compare Bitcoin versus XRP. XRP is the winner, and I think it's going to continue to be the winner. If you look over a sufficient time period, just fast forward, whether it's another 5 years or 10 years, whatever it is, as long as both continue to be adopted in terms of the rate of return, XRP is going to win. And it should be easy to understand why. If you're talking about both cryptocurrencies and they're both going to continue to be adopted, well, in terms of rate of return, there's so much less money in XRP, and certainly for as long as the the market moves together, well, they're going to be moving upwards anyway, but there's so much less money in XRP and other cryptocurrencies that it takes way less to get this multiplier effect with XRP. And by the way, I do want to mention Bitcoin, and I'm a fan of Bitcoin. This is not me hating on Bitcoin or anything like that. Bitcoin is above $50,000 right now as I record this. It first hit that mark, I guess it was probably, let's see, what time was that? 9:55. Yeah, so about 45 minutes ago. As I record this, it's 10:38 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, I believe it's the 22nd. Yeah, so about 45 minutes ago, Bitcoin breached that $50,000 level for the first time in over 3 months. You love to see it. You love to. And again, I'm a Bitcoin holder. I'm long Bitcoin. I just don't like the Bitcoin maximalists because they have nonsense point of views and they're garbage. And so I'm just going to shred them on my channel because that's what look, it's my channel. I do what I want, damn it. Bitcoin, Ripple, scam coin, zero. Whoa. Mr. Bitcoin Maxi Troll. Get the hell out of here, you unsophisticated, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing troglodyte with a cashew-sized brain. Can't get your damn shirt on in the morning by yourself, wearing your Velcro shoes. Ain't nobody got no goddamn time for that. Now take a look at this. So there's an individual on Twitter named Gazela Victoria. So I think that's how you say that anyway. And she wrote the following. Imagine investing in a token run by a company who owns 80% of it and operates with corrupt financial institutions. XRP is a S-word coin for the delusional. So just to be clear, I'm delusional because I have thoroughly researched XRP and I've noticed that it's functionally useful. It's used in enterprise-grade software. I'm the delusional one, not this person screaming this to her 3,500 followers on Twitter. She's not the delusional one. I am, and so are you listening to this. That makes all the sense in the world, doesn't it? Of course, Ripple doesn't run it, though. Isn't that just a fact that can be verified objectively? Absolutely it is. And so Ripple employee Matt Hamilton jumped in right here and wrote the following. But it isn't run by a company, is it? That is the entire point of the XRP ledger. It has no central authority that runs it. Yeah, and so to pause right there, that's absolutely true. And I don't think these individuals that hate XRP because reasons, I don't think they realize that the people that created XRP were early Bitcoin developers who were fans of Bitcoin and just wanted to make a better, more efficient version of Bitcoin. Right? Because, and they did see in the early days, there could be some problems when it comes to scaling, which we're experiencing today. And as a result, you can't actually use Bitcoin in place of money with the layer 1 technology. It's just not possible. And so they recognized this. They weren't even hating on Bitcoin. They're like, oh, this is neat. This is fun technology. They were truly engaged, and they just wanted to build a better version of that. And so XRP itself had nothing to do with banks or financial institutions. It's just a decentralized cryptocurrency with no counterparty risk. That's it. But this individual doesn't know that, and so she wrote back and said, "The ledger is a joke. You trying to say Ripple isn't running nodes and verifying transactions?" To which Matt Hamilton, Ripple employee, responded, "Correct. Ripple only run about 1 to 2% of the nodes. Why a joke?" And this is where she skedaddled. Apparently, she's hopefully felt like a little silly. One can hope, right? Feeling a little silly, saying a bunch of stuff on the internet that isn't true, and then a Ripple employee catches the attention of or you catch the attention of the Ripple employee, who then asks to correct you. One can hope that something like that would happen. Regardless, this individual ran away and has not yet responded to this point. And that was like 7 hours ago. So I'm going to guess that she's not coming back here. And then there was this individual that responded to that initial tweet from her. This guy's named Nima Cheeps. And this guy's also clueless and seems to have some sort of, I don't know what it is. It's clearly a strong bias against Ripple and XRP. But you wonder where this comes from. Like, where does this ideology come from? Because again, she wrote here that XRP works with corrupt financial institutions. Okay, so the dozens of customers that are utilizing it via Ripple's on-demand liquidity, they're all corrupt? Like, is that what you're talking about, these remittance firms? And I mean, these are just, by and large, small businesses that are employing people, and then those employees can get a paycheck and they can take care of their families, but they're all just corrupt financial institutions. Do you have anything to back that, or is it just a claim? Well, that's just a claim, of course. And not that there isn't any corruption within the world of finance. You can find corruption in any aspect of, let me word it like this. You can find corruption in any industry. That doesn't mean that the industry should stop existing. It's more like call out the bad actors, because you can find them in any aspect of life, I'd say. But anyway, this individual, Nima Cheeps, then responded. So this is the echo chamber. So you're getting a glimpse into the echo chamber of the Bitcoin maxi. This is what we're looking at here. And so this guy wrote, "Agreed, until XRP goes to zero, we can assume the market is completely irrational. I'm sure other S-word scammers look at XRP like an early warning signal for the wreckage for when they need to dump and move to Bitcoin." To which Matt Hamilton, Ripple employee, responded, "Bitcoin maximalists have been wishing XRP to zero for years. And yet, XRP has outperformed Bitcoin over the past 5 years. At some point, they are going to have to confront reality. XRP is here to stay." Absolutely. And Matt Hamilton is hitting the nail on the head here. And still, even though that's absolutely the case in XRP, because it has utility, is not going away, it's like there should be a broader recognition that even in the short term, it's not going away because the market moves in tandem. But these people, what is with the hate? The ideology that people like this must have, I can only imagine, but I bet it's not pretty. Is it a down with banks, down with government mentality? I'm willing to bet the answer is yes on both fronts. Ridiculous, childish, unsophisticated, not in line with reality, and they're going to be really sad pandas as time passes and they see that XRP just continues to be adopted because it's functionally useful and you can do stuff with it that you can't do with Bitcoin. How about that? And then somebody responded to her. This is a different person, an account named Bitcoin for Kiddos, wrote, "Ha ha ha," and their argument is, it's the crypto for banks. And then they write, this guy writes, "Bitcoin will make banks obsolete." Okay. So hold on. It's the crypto for banks. It's the crypto for banks. It wasn't designed for anything. There was like a loose idea that it was designed for payments. That's it. You can research this. You can look back to the earliest days of XRP's history, but you don't know that. Now, you do see a lot of Bitcoin maximalists regularly saying that XRP, it's the banker's coin, but then on the other side, speaking out of the other side of the mouth, to say, banks aren't even using it. Well, which is it? Is it the banker's coin or the banks don't want to use it? Which is it? Just please make up your damn mind here. And then as far as Bitcoin making banks obsolete, have you told that to the likes of JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, by the way? Mega entities that are adopting Bitcoin, because I would argue that Bitcoin is much more of a banker's coin than XRP, because the banks are adopting Bitcoin. They absolutely are. This is truth. And so it's so funny to see this case being made. I mean, if XRP is the enemy because it's being positioned as a bridge currency to help the legacy financial institution, then Bitcoin's got to be like 10 times worse because the biggest banks on the planet are backing it. And they're letting their wealthiest clients get in and trade it. All this slimy stuff that they claim to have hate, but now that it's happened, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so Matt Hamilton jumped in here also, and he wrote, "You seem confused. XRP has nothing to do with banks. It is a peer-to-peer means to make payments that does not rely on any trusted third party." And that's the truth. It's just a better version of Bitcoin. And then there was this, another individual, Marcus Brunson, responded to Gazela Victoria and wrote, "I've been saying this for a while. I feel like somehow Ripple brainwashed people. Can't wait until it goes to zero." So think about this. Like, you know what's so rich about this is these people are absolutely clueless, and they are the ones that have been brainwashed that XRP, which can be used for anything that Bitcoin can be used for, is somehow bad. And when I say that, just to be clear, what I mean is you can plug it in. You could, for whatever the application is, you could plug in Bitcoin. You can plug in XRP. I mean, if you're talking about on-demand liquidity, certainly that's true anyway. But the problem is, for the application of on-demand liquidity, even though that is true, you're going to add more friction. So technically, you could plug Bitcoin into on-demand liquidity. If Ripple wanted to make that a thing, they could certainly do it, and you'd have much higher costs and slower transactions, adding friction to this. But the idea that there's something just about the nature of XRP existing that makes it somehow bad is just silly. It's just a decentralized cryptocurrency that has an open market price. Like that's it. And so this individual can't wait for it to go to zero. Like the venom that then like this must like the toxicity within humans like this, it must be rather intense. And so then Matt Hamilton wrote the following: "You've been saying this over and over, and yet XRP hasn't gone to zero. At what point are you going to sit down, take a deep breath, and admit you are wrong? You've got to wonder. I don't know when or if that's going to happen. Some of these people, hopefully they have a contagious that moment. I'm not convinced many of them will. It's just the ideology and then the echo chamber that they're in. And with like all of this, with the notable lack of actual knowledge surrounding Ripple and XRP, it's really impressive. It's truly impressive. Clueless individuals just supporting one another, and then they pump each other up, and then the moment there's some facts and data thrown their way, they run away. That's what happens. Or if they don't run away, they'll just say a bunch of stuff that isn't true over and over and over again. And those things are fun to highlight too, just so that people that are learning in the space can just see the debate back and forth. And even if you've been in the space a while and you know this stuff, it's still entertaining always. All right, to the next topic now. Sam Simon on Twitter tagged me along with a couple of my fellow XRP YouTubers and wrote the following. And so first I want to say, Sam Simon, thank you very much for tagging me here. I do appreciate it. You brought up a topic that I think is very interesting to everyone within the XRP community. And Sam wrote the following. "Ripple should burn $50 billion in escrow, $5 billion left. Is more than enough. Less XRP, better for investors. Ripple should build business, not relying on XRP investments, but build good products and make contracts with clients." And so what he's saying there is that Ripple has, I'm just going to ballpark it, I think it's about 55 billion XRP, I get probably a little bit less. And then escrow, I think the escrow portion is maybe technically a hair under 50 billion. I'd have to go check, but it's okay to play with loose numbers here. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not claiming like these are the numbers. So this individual is saying, get rid of the escrow, and then they still have 5 billion left, way more than they need. We don't know that. In fact, I don't know that, and I would say to you, Sam, no disrespect at all. I just don't look. The reason I say that is when I challenge ideas, sometimes people can feel offended. I'm not trying to offend. I think the discussion's fun. So what I would say is you and I both don't know what the magic number would be. And I don't know that Ripple would even have a perfect number, but they probably have a way better idea than us in terms of what would be necessary to maintain sufficient liquidity. Because you got to understand that, like right now, for example, while XRP markets are nowhere near liquid enough to what you need to like replace Swift completely and just make it so that it's no longer necessary at all. In terms of the settlement portion of this, like you'd need a much greater blend of price and liquidity. And so right now, Ripple is selling XRP to key partners. They are. And yeah, they do profit from it. That's not a surprise. They're very transparent about that. They always have been transparent about that. This makes it easy to get liquidity where it needs to be with those key partners. And so if we were to say, no, Ripple, you no longer get your 50 billion in escrow, like the community has voted to burn it and it no longer exists, the ramifications of that are unknown to us. You and I don't know. I don't suppose it would be good willy-nilly just to go do something like that. And I'm glad that there's a certain threshold for something like that to occur. But it could potentially be the case that Ripple does not have sufficient, especially as the XRP ecosystem grows and on-demand liquidity grows, which it seems to me the XRP community on the whole wants that to happen. I do. I'm assuming the vast majority of you out there would like that as well, because it's another thing that's good for the XRP ecosystem. Well, if you want that, are you sure you don't want Ripple to be able to get liquidity where it is, which would help ensure the adoption of XRP for the use case of bridge currency? Like, you don't want that anymore? And then think about this. You have a problem with them profiting from this, but you might want to look at how they're actually spending the money. Yes, of course, it's helping their company grow, which, again, I would argue to whatever degree is good for the XRP ecosystem. But look at what they've done in terms of investing it back specifically into the XRP ecosystem, helping other developers unrelated to Ripple, build on top of the XRP ledger. Like, to me, it seems very clear that they're an incredible and great actor within the XRP ecosystem, and I'd hate for them to not have that ability right now. You're talking about a powerhouse company pushing for adoption of XRP, which of course itself is decentralized. But it's incredible that there's a company that is able and willing to do that. And they have all the incentive in the world to do that because they're the largest holder of XRP. And if you take that away, their abilities will be diminished. And so it may be okay for them to do with less XRP. I'm not saying that what they have now is the magic number. I'm not making that claim either. I'm saying we don't know what the magic number would be, especially as this all builds out. And so I'd hate to just take it away from them, but it could be the case, and Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, has talked about this too. Maybe it is the case that some of it just gets burnt and goes away forever. Maybe you don't need the whole amount. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't want the community to take it from them, especially when we don't understand what the implications are, and especially while Ripple, the company, is being a good faith actor. Now, if they start just endlessly dumping escrow after escrow after escrow on the market, and it's just harming the market price of XRP measurably, and they're like, yeah, this is all we're going to do now. Okay, well, you know what would happen, though? Yeah, at that point, fine. I think that the XRP community would vote to go ahead and have that XRP burnt, and then they wouldn't be able to do it anymore, and then they'd be out. And that would be fine. If something like that happens and that's what the community wants, fine. But when you're talking about a good faith actor, my gosh, why would you want to punish somebody like that? And so to me, that's not what's best for investors. I don't think so. I like multiple developers building on top of the ledger and contributing in meaningful ways. And Ripple is the biggest and most notable one of those developers building on top of the ledger. So no, I don't want that to happen personally. Now on the same topic, here's a tweet from Akim K, who tagged me, along with a couple others. And thank you very much. I do appreciate this. And this individual wrote the following. Why is the XRP community not voting to destroy the 50 billion escrow? Demand/supply shock would be imminent after lawsuit equals price would skyrocket even higher. Okay, well, I'll set aside the lawsuit stuff because there certainly is a case to be made for the idea that once this lawsuit is settled, yeah, XRP price, boom. It could do that. I don't know for sure, but it's plausible. We saw it happen with the Kin token after the Kick Interactive case came to a conclusion. So it's certainly a plausible thing. Now, I still think XRP is going to go parabolic regardless because it's moving with the market. Like, that much has been proven. You know, if all the halting of trading and the SEC going after XRP couldn't kill it, what is? I mean, it's just back to moving with the rest of the market, even if it's currently at a suppressed price lower than it would otherwise be, and there's a case to be made for that too. It's still moving with the market at this point. And so when you're talking about a supply shock here, if 50 billion escrowed XRP no longer existed, it's actually a little bit more complex to that, and it's not going to do exactly what you're probably thinking it would do. So the truth is that the primary driver of the price of XRP, it really does come down to supply and demand. And so what I'm talking about is how much XRP is being sold, how much XRP is available for sale today on open markets. Well, supply and demand dictates that, right? And so it's the XRP that is there. Now, this 50 billion that's in escrow that you're talking about, it's not going into the community. So like I understand, yes, with each release of each escrow, a little bit of it is sold each month, and then that doesn't measurably impact the price of XRP, and that's provable too. But outside of that, like the 50 billion XRP, if it stopped existing, that would not impact the amount of XRP that's for sale on the market today. And so in that sense, you'd look at that and be like, oh, well, if that's the case, it would do nothing. Yes, except for one little caveat there. There could be a psychological impact, the idea that Ripple no longer has that. I don't know for sure how the market could respond. It could go either way. There could be panic. Oh, wait, the greatest cheerleader no longer has their war chest. What does that mean? That could be bad and scary, and the price could plummet. Or the market may take it as, oh, wow, this is bullish. There's less XRP. And maybe based on that, people start piling into XRP because it got more attention there, which increases demand. That could in the short term, but then it would still level back out. But outside of that, understand, if you take away that 50 billion XRP, you have not changed, outside of the news getting out of that, you haven't changed the supply and demand dynamics. You just haven't. And so even if there was a run to the positive, I think that it would quickly correct back down because you get a frenzy, whatever. Those things, they always die down. Even if the news actually did do that, which is a question mark still. We don't know for sure. But even if it did, I'm not convinced that it would last. And then the amount of, because look, there's still the same amount of participants. There's still the same amount of XRP out there that's available on open markets. It's not going to change anything. And so no, it wouldn't just, outside of something like that, you wouldn't see some sort of massive rally up in price. And I think that's something that people don't necessarily think about. Now, I also recognize this, of course. If you're eventually, the plan is for all of Ripple's XRP to get out into the wild, or at least almost 100% of it. In fact, in 2017, Ripple released a plan, a XRP release plan. It was supposed to go over a span of like 30 years, if I'm not mistaken. I've highlighted it on the channel a handful of times. And I don't know if they've adjusted it since then. You don't see them talk about their like 30-year plan for XRP that frequently, to be honest with you. But yeah, so there's certainly a case to be made also. If it's going to be released over a span of decades, well, then the supply would increase. And so if that doesn't ever happen, then the price of XRP would be higher. And to that, I say, yes, you're correct. That's absolutely true. So if you delete it, what I'm saying is outside of the initial reaction when the news hits, supply and demand there's no difference at all, really. But over the long haul, and this is why it's a complex answer, I need to take some time to explain this, but over the long haul, yes, it's true that XRP, since it would no longer exist, would not hit the wild. And so in theory, you'd have a higher price, but that's only if there's demand. But it's more complex than that because how is this going to impact the long-term adoption of XRP if Ripple's no longer a player? Is that a net plus? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of that. So yeah, even if there were a lot less XRP, the true answer is nobody knows for sure, but I sure as hell don't feel like rocking the boat. I also think it would be immoral to take it from Ripple, and I think that they're a good faith actor. I just think it would be a really, really, really bad move. That's my humble opinion. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm open to all takes, but that's where I stand on it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.